So yesterday I watched Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio, and boy, I cried. Then I decided to watch Lookism because it was only 8 episodes long and I wanted to watch something new on Netflix. And boy, I cried. But I'm getting ahead of myself. I want to first mention that I didn't read the online comic, even though I'm an avid user of webtoons. If you guys are interested in looking into the webtoon that the anime was based off of, I'll leave a God damn it. I'll leave a link in the description to the webcomic. I don't know why, but I always leave the popular stuff alone. It's because I'm a huge binge reader, and when I see something that's popular but it's not finished yet, I'm like, yeah, I'm just gonna wait till it's done. But damn, is Lookism so good. I want to read the comic now. Like, no joke. I really want to read it now, even though it's not finished. Oh, but it's not finished yet. Dang it, it's still ongoing. I had no idea what to expect, and I got a whole lot more than I bargained for in the best possible way. For starters, let's talk about the opening. The song itself is amazing. I even listened to it on repeat while writing the script. The animation is different to the main animation used in the show, that they had to put pictures next to the characters dancing so you would know who was who, because the drawn styles were so different. I'm not gonna beat too hard on it, I just thought it was worth mentioning. I did like the choreography though. Ho-Bins especially, even though he's not my favorite character. Why is he so hot? The animation is amazing. I didn't see any questionable designs or jittery movements. The action scenes were also great, but goddamn 3D animation, for the love of God. Okay, I'm obviously over exaggerating. It wasn't that bad, honestly. It's just a knee-jerk reaction I have whenever I see it. I just don't want a repeat of Berserk's laughable disaster. But as I said before, it wasn't that bad. Now for the story. The story starts off with a heartbreaking tale of a boy, Park Hyung-suk, who constantly gets bullied to the point where he doesn't even want to live anymore. What really broke me was that he was getting bullied at school and his mother showed up and tried to stop the bullies. It made me cry because his mom obviously loves him and tried to protect him, even though she didn't do much against his bullies. It also showed how flawed Hyung-suk is as a character because he takes his anger out on his mother, which is understandable. He's so frustrated from being bullied and he has no outlet for his anger, and his nice mother is an easy target. But despite this, his mother still cares about him and transfers him to another school far away by himself. Of course, the moment he's alone, he ends up in a new body. Handsome, strong, fast, cool, but it isn't that he turned pretty overnight. No. What makes this story stand out is that he has his original body, but his mind is transferred to the hot body. Isn't that interesting? He gets instantly popular at his new school, but as one body sleeps, the other is active and vice versa. Where did this miracle body come from? How do two bodies share one mind? I don't know. Don't question it. The new school is a fashion school? There are a lot of electives that kids can apply to, like the vocalist class, fashion design class, and so on. And of course, there's a whole colorful cast of characters you meet. By order of introduction, there is Lee Jin-sung, the insecure hothead who's pining over cute Mi-jin. Mi-jin, the cutie from fashion design class, and she wears glasses. Then there's Tits McGee. I honestly forgot her name. I'm not even joking, I honestly forgot her name. She has a huge crush on Hyung-suk, but he ain't no simp. Jae is the hot, quiet guy with a taste for fashion and smells of money, and hooks Hyung-suk up. Bosco! He's honestly my favorite. The school gang leader with the heart of gold. He tries his hardest to protect others, and he meets Hyung-suk by way of the worst misunderstandings, and I honestly loved every minute of it. The first half of the story is a straight up fight anime as people beat on each other to prove who's the strongest. In Hyung-suk's new body, and coupled with the experience of being bullied for years, he's able to quickly come out on top against his challengers. With his newfound abilities and popularity, he tries to help and protect those who are bullied just like him. And as I mentioned before, a lot of misunderstandings cause spicy drama. But through it all, everyone becomes unlikely friends, except Bosco. He still doesn't like Hyung-suk. The second half of the story and the grand finale, a new antagonist enters the scene by the name of Ho-Bin. He's the bully in the vocalist class, and his main target is a talented lyricist named Dokwa. In a school full of elite kids from wealthy backgrounds, Dokwa is picked on for living with his grandmother and having a poor income. But Dokwa has the determination of steel and uses his frustration as fuel for his passion, writing rap lyrics. And no matter how many times he's beaten down, he always stands back up. He's so admirable. But conflict happens when the new popular kid, Hyung-suk, tries to be friends with him. It's so full of depth, this part of the story, because you can see two people who have struggled through the same situations, but are divided and judged differently based on their looks. Hyung-suk is sincere and truly understands Do-kwa, but Do-kwa is rightfully wary of Hyung-suk's intentions considering his past trauma. But when the school festival is holding a talent competition, Do-kwa decides to finally show his talents. And when he hears Hyung-suk singing, decides to put his walls down and ask him to sing with him for the festival. Cue training montage a la singing practice, and the duo, along with Jiho, another kid being bullied at the school, grow a deep friendship that I hope only gets stronger later on. And finally, Bosco realizes Hyung-suk isn't as bad as he originally thought. Is this the start of a new ship? Nah, Bosco is mine. No Tenchi. The finale sees the climax of the arc with the festival in full swing and both sides preparing for the song competition. Ho-bin is backed by a brand name producer who looks suspiciously like a mobster with a professionally written song under his belt. While that's happening, Hyung-suk sees the pretty madam from the convenience store he works at in his other body. Honestly, I thought the pretty madam was an older producer lady, but it turns out she's from a different school. And who is that? Her demon bodyguard? The demon bodyguard was really hot. I'm not gonna lie. He had tattoos and he was really strong. And he had demon eyes. Stop, Lady Reaver. Don't fall for the demons. They're too powerful. Remember what happened last time. That's it. Bosco and Jonghyun are coming home with me. In the end, though, Ho-bin does have talent. Do-kwa and Hyung-suk's performance was spectacular. During their song, I was yearning to know what they were saying, and I looked up the lyrics in English, and oh boy, am I glad I did. It gave the whole moment way more potency. And the reveal that the song was stuck in Hyung-suk's head was the lullaby his mother sang to him when he was just a baby. At the end of the show, the mobster producer drops Ho-bin and tries to give his business card to Hyung-suk, totally ignoring the lyrical genius Do-kwa. Hello, you know, the guy who made the song. Hyung-suk turns the producer down in front of everyone, which was so satisfying. But Do-kwa disappeared before he could see it. The ending shows new characters that will show up hopefully in the second season, and also hints that maybe Hyung-suk isn't the only one with two bodies, which I freaking called. To be honest, I thought all the attractive people in the school had two bodies they switched with, but as the show went on, I was like, oh, I guess not everyone? Maybe he's the only one? My theory was kinda right. God, I amaze myself. Seriously though, Hyung-suk's mom is MVP. She struggles hard to make ends meet so that her son can have money to eat and pay for his school and separate housing. She's such a good mom doing her best for her son. And it was also worth the character development for Hyung-suk to realize how hard his mom works to scrape together money and to fully appreciate her and make amends for being so mean to her in the past. Lookism is a special story about how appearance can affect one's attitude towards another person and challenging it. That hot and good looking doesn't automatically mean you're better, and throughout the show it's obvious most people prefer hot, quote unquote hot, over quote unquote ugly, without giving the less popular person even a chance to prove themselves. Just because someone isn't model pretty, people think they're creepy or pathetic, but in reality they're just a human being trying to find themselves in the world like everyone else. Should they be treated lesser than just because they look less pretty? No, of course not. You shouldn't judge someone because of how they look or how they dress or how much money they make. Judge their character, if they're nice, caring, or use people to get to the top. What people do in their lives define them. It's better understood when you have characters with different appearances and dynamic personalities that this story presents. No matter how we look, we all feel insecure. We have talent in what we love. We feel lonely. We can be cruel. And we all care deeply. Lookism has the unique opportunity to show different sides of how society treats people and trying to see others in a new perspective, questioning the status quo of society and inviting change. All in all, I enjoyed the show immensely. I can't wait for a second season. I realized the marketing for Lookism, the webcomic, did the story so dirty. When I saw the ads, it just seemed like a typical nerd suddenly becomes hot and strong and then becomes popular. It was very tropey from what I saw and I wasn't interested, but I'm glad I gave the show a chance. Now I have to go back and read the comic. I hope you guys have a good night. I'm gonna go also read some yaoi. Let's not forget about that. And goodbye.